Roby, congratulations. You are the Harry Sunderland Trophy winner. Is that the finest Super League Grand Final we've ever witnessed?
Probably. It was unbelievable, wasn't it? I suppose the way the game ended like that, you know, full credit to Wigan, a real tough game. Obviously the scoreline suggests that, but obviously I think Jack probably deserves this for that moment of magic at the end out of nowhere. It was, you know, we were kind of teeing up for it to go to sudden death, and then he does that, so it was unbelievable.
Talk me through those closing stages, because it was 4-4. As you just said, it felt like it was going to golden point. Tommy Makinson looks like he's going to kick the drop goal. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, well, obviously, we kind of took the play, and Tommy was calling for it, and I was thinking, oh, here we go again. He wants another grand final drop goal. And anyway, he struck it sweet, didn't he? And then, obviously, he's got a lucky bounce there for us, and fair play to Jack. I made up for him, you know what I mean? He's a young kid, comes in, does the right thing. He works so hard, he's so skilled. And obviously he's won us a grand final.
And you are the Harry Sunderland. For the second time in your career, you made 60 tackles tonight. How would you rate your performance?
Yeah, it was all right, not too bad, I suppose. The way Wigan played, obviously they're coming at me down the middle. That's my job to make those tackles, you know what I mean? And just bear with it, really. Just, you know, stay in the fight, if you like, and hopefully get our opportunities. And you know, we talked about that at half-time. We said it might only be one little moment in the game that can turn it. And it was. What a moment it was.
To do this against your fiercest rivals, Wigan, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's obviously great. I know, obviously I feel a bit sorry for them the way it finished, but at the end of the day, we've done it. We've gone back to back. It's a great achievement, and obviously against Wigan as well, I'm sure our supporters will be made up at home, jumping up and down.
Well, James Roby, you have worked so hard this year. Go and cherish this moment.
Cheers. Thank you.
We'll take your trophy. We will bring in Jack Welsby, the man of the moment. Jack, 19 years of age, you're the youngest player out there. Talk me through what was going through your mind when Tommy Makinson lined up to kick that drop goal.
I honestly can't put it into words, my feeling right now. When he kicked it, I backed Tommy to kick it, or at least be closer. When I seen him lining up the strike, I just thought I'm putting everything into this last couple of seconds, and if it doesn't go over, we're going into golden point. So I just chased as hard as I could, and fuck, you couldn't write it, could you? So I'm made up, absolutely made up.
Jack, how will you remember this moment in this game?
It just is a tough experience. The Wigan were outstanding tonight. Took us to the very last touch of the ball to score, so I don't think I'll ever top anything like that in my career, and to do it on a night like this against my hometown, it's amazing. So I'm just lost for words.
Lost for words. Let's talk a little bit about your teammate, the Harry Sunderland Trophy winner, James Roby. He has been instrumental all year. What do you get from him? What does he teach you?
It's just stuff like that, like the last chase. I'm surprised Robes didn't beat me to it. He's always there and thereabouts, and everything we do, he's always doing the little things. He's just outstanding, so that's probably where we were all getting our work ethic from, is just taking after our leader and just chasing down every last little thing there is.
Jack Welsby, go and enjoy this moment. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
We'll bring in Sean O'Loughlin now. Sean, where do we start? It looks like it's going to golden point.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind?
I don't think. I think we both had opportunities to win it at some point, but didn't quite get it. It was an unbelievable game to be a part of. It was shame we've come out on the wrong side of it, but it had to be one of us, and they just got over in the end. But you can't put into words. It's disappointing. It's gutting, but that's sport. That's the game.
When you go back into that dressing room tonight, you'll look at your teammates in the eye and you know that you left everything out there.
100%. I thought both teams did. I thought it was an unbelievable game, and yeah, it's going to be a pretty low changing room. The boys are upset and gutted, but there's nothing we can do about it now. It's done, and we did. I think everyone left it all out there, so we can't have too many regrets. It's just, it happens.
19 years, a remarkable career comes to an end tonight. How much is it going to hurt to say goodbye?
A lot, and I think just seeing how upset the boys are, and I know a lot of the boys wanted that because it was my last game, and it's I feel for them as much as I feel for myself that we've not got it, but that's just it. We'll dust ourselves off. The boys will have a no go next year, and I think we've been awesome this year. I think everybody, the team, the fans, everybody. I know they've not had a chance to be here, but the messages we've had to support and all that it's been unreal.
Speaking of the fans, they're all watching at home. You don't get an official chance to say goodbye to them. Do you have a message for them?
Just a big thank you. I know so many of them would have wanted to be here. I think the boys, obviously the families can't be here, and everyone's heads all over the place in a minute. But yeah, we'd have loved, even though we lost, we'd have loved the fans to be here and be part of it. And love to have our families here to see it as well. So it's sad, but that's the way it's been. We've been proud that we've been able to put a showcase on of our sport for the last few months when a lot of people haven't been able to get out there and do stuff. So we've been privileged in that side of things.
Sean O'Loughlin, on behalf of all the fans, I want to thank you so much for everything you've given to this game.
Yeah, can I just say thanks to all the team, my team, Saints team, everyone I played against, played with, and my family, my parents, mum and dad, mother and father-in-law, and my wife Sarah, kids George, Evie and Isla. They've been my rock. Thank you.
Go home to them and enjoy them.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you, Sean. We'll bring in Adrian Lamb now, the Wigan Warriors head coach. Adrian, heartbreak to lose that way, but you must be so proud with their defence tonight and their entire game.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest with you, General. It's surreal. Yeah, obviously really heartbreaking for the team, the players, the supporters, the club. Did everything possible at the end there to get the win, and I thought we deserved that because we had opportunities, I guess, and we didn't quite convert them, and I think that's what got us in the end. We probably had 4 or 5 times where we stripped them and we should have scored, but didn't execute that part, and it was down to the last minute of play.
Do you think that was the best Super League Grand Final we've witnessed?
It's the best defensive one, I thought our boys were unbelievably great. We didn't have much of the ball. St Helens had all the field position. We just kept turning up for each other. We were really, really tough, and just heartbreaking because, you don't want it to end like that. I thought they deserved to win a grand final tonight.
The turning point, Jackson Hastings high tackle, which was adjudged a high tackle. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I don't know about that. There's a couple of defining moments in the game. We gave away a few penalties, I guess, to keep them in the game there, and we had a penalty at the end of the game to win the game as well. Zach's kick hitting the crossbar, not that it's Zach's fault, but just the moments and that we could have won the game there, and they're all heartbroken over there, and I know the fans at home will feel the same. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
When you go back into that dressing room, what do you say to your players?
I don't know, Jenna. I'm just really proud of who we were tonight.
Thank you for talking to us.
It's okay.
Thanks, Adrian.
No, thank you.
We'll bring in the victorious head coach now, Christian Wolff, as he shakes hands with Adrian Lamb. Christian Wolff, where do you start? Jack Wellesby, oh my gosh.
Yeah, look, it was unreal. It just shows you don't give up on any player, I suppose. It was outstanding for a young kid playing his first grand final at Super League level, and he's a real player of the future. There's no doubt about that. He did some great things tonight, but to keep chasing that kick and score a try like that to win a grand final, I don't know if it gets much better, to be honest. So.
Exactly right. Last week you called them outstanding. What would you call them this week?
Yeah, exactly the same. I didn't think we were quite as good with the ball tonight. And some of that's credit to Wigan as well. It was a really, really tough game where both teams defended really well. We knew it was going to be low scoring because exactly what I just said, both teams defend really well, and we knew that one try might win it. And I'm just really proud of them.
Your first year as head coach here at St Helens, where do you go now? Where do you go from here?
Well, obviously we've got to try and back it up, don't we? And I think it's the first time since 1999 and 2000 that St Helens have gone back to back, and the task for us now is to enjoy tonight first, and then worry about trying to go again next year. So it's another challenge and something that I think this group's really up to as well.
A word on James Graham, who retires a winner, a second grand final winner tonight. How much will he be missed, and what legacy does he leave behind?
Yeah, look, I've said all year, I've sung his praises all year. He's an outstanding person, first and foremost. What he gets out of his body every single day, whether it's a training session, you see him rock in on a Monday sometimes, and you don't think there's any chance of him playing on the weekend because he can barely walk, and he gets himself through, he gets himself to training. He's very hard to keep out of a session, and he just gives us absolutely everything he's got every time he takes the field. And I've said before that, for guys like Morgan Knowles, Matty Lees, all those young guys we've got, they couldn't get a better example of a player to follow, that's for sure.
And just a word, James Roby, his second Harry Sunderland trophy tonight. He made 60 tackles. How crucial is he to this side?
Oh, he's an outstanding player. It's just a pleasure to be able to work with a bloke like him. He's such a good bloke, first and foremost. He's a great player. He just turns up every week, and I've got no doubt he's got a couple more seasons left in him. The way he's playing at the minute, and the way he's finished the season, he's just outstanding.
Well, Christian Wolf, St Helens are back-to-back champions for the first time in 20 years. Go and get your trophy.
No worries. Thanks very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Wayne.
Happy man, Christian Wolf, succeeding Justin Holbrook, who witnessed this last year in a very different scenario at a packed Old Trafford. And now Christian Wolf will go and join his team for the trophy presentation, and Saints will retain this trophy they won last year. And Paul Sculthorpe, another former Saints legend, presents the Harry Sunderland trophy to James Roby after an outstanding performance from the Saints skipper tonight. And the lights dim at the KECOM Stadium. And there is no panel of dignitaries to present the trophy. No lap of honour to be done and completed. No family to salute. But no fans, jubilant fans in the stadium. But those fans will be celebrating back home, because St Helens are the champions.
Bill, it doesn't make it any less special, the fact that it's just a personal, private, almost feel privileged to be in the inner sanctum of this St Helens side. I was lucky enough to be at Wembley when Leeds played in an empty house against Salford, but this was a real honour to be here, part of this occasion. You wouldn't have begrudged if Wigan would have got the victory, but ultimately it was down to 1 second, one play, and one special young man, surrounded by some of the iconic players in this game, including players like Walmsley, Roby, and of course James Graham, who will lift a trophy in a final. Been part of so many finals where he's had to watch opposition players lift that trophy. Well, I'm personally glad to see him get his hands on this one.
Seb Taylor.
That's even a nice touch, isn't it? So your players and your coaching staff, you'd set your goals at the beginning of the year. What you want to achieve, get into Wembley, lifting the League Leaders' Shield, and get into the grand final. Well, Christian Wolf was a big part of that with his side, setting those goals, and he's the one who's congratulating them, handing out the medals and saying, do you know what, lads, we did it. It was hard work over the 12 months, but we've lifted the big one.
Tommy Makinson will be claiming a crucial part, of course. It was his drop goal that ricocheted and eventually allowed this young man, Jack Welsby, to claim the decisive winning try. And he still cannot believe what he has got in his hands.
It might not fit him. His hands might not be big enough to fit that ring.
And James Graham, he has not stopped bouncing since the final hooter. Never mind 35 years. I think he's younger than Jack Welsby. He's just been charging around, embracing everybody, jumping up and down. What a way to end your career. And of course, Sean O'Loughlin suffering the heartbreak.
Two legends on Sean. One of them was gonna lose, weren't they? It's so sad when you'd end up losing the game, but there's the winner. Both of them have done so much for club and country. And for Sean O'Loughlin, he doesn't go out on the right note, but what a career he has had. along with this man, James Roby, like we're saying before, 60 tackles in the game.
And James Roby, it's a DIY trophy presentation. Help yourself, James Roby. There is the Super League trophy, and it stays in the hands of St Helens. A surreal season has reached the conclusion that some thought might never happen. It has. It has reached the most dramatic of conclusions, and St Helens are champions once again.
Super League title for St Helens, and those of an older vintage may cast their minds back to 1971 in the championship final. Johnny Walsh missed a drop goal. Billy Benyon followed up the score in the last second to give Saints a championship win over Wigan. That moment, Max Welsby pounced on a bouncing ball in the in-goal area. Jason Robinson, you've seen pretty much everything in both codes of rugby league. Can you remember witnessing scenes anywhere close to what we have just seen here at the Cake-Off?
No, I've never seen anything like this. We said it was going to be close at the start of the game. It was almost like a boxing match at one point, two heavyweights just knocking lumps out of each other. At one point we saw Bibby score that try in the corner there, but St Helens came back. They say never, never go against the Saints, and tonight belongs to them. But what a match! Both teams played really, really well.
There's understandably raucous celebrations going on, Danny Maguire, just over our shoulder here, and a few of the St Helens players came up to you and said, "You've done it to us enough times."
They deserve it. You've got to enjoy these moments. These are the special moments. What a fantastic up there with the Cricket World Cup final last year. What a piece of entertainment. What a finish to the game.
Well, let's hear from, if we can, the greatest warrior that was out there in a St Helens jersey tonight. James Graham, if you would. Jammer, tell us what exactly we've just witnessed.
I don't know. Hard to put some words, isn't it, Brian? If you read about it in the papers, you think it was a cartoon, Roy the Rover stuff. Unbelievable. Like, you couldn't have scripted it for us anyway. But
if you can, try and tell everybody at home what exactly the emotions you're experiencing right now are.
I'm just overwhelmed. I'm genuinely moved. Like, I'm moved. I'm moved. I'm a bit lost for words, man.
We saw your embrace on the podium with Christian Wolf. You've only spent a short time together as player and coach. Why has the bond been so strong?
Look, he helped me move here. He helped me settle in, and all that comes with it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Congratulations, mate, on tonight. Thanks, and a Brian. Wonderful rugby league career.
I just want to say, I'm gutted that we can't celebrate with the fans and our friends and our families, but we'll have our time, and just thanks to my family for everything they've done for me, and all the fans. We will celebrate one day. Thank you. It's been an honour to play for Saints and represent our game.
It's been an honour to watch you, James Graham. Thank you very much. Phil Clark, one of the true greats of the modern game.
Well, I couldn't agree more. He's been fantastic, hasn't he? It's great. He's seen some disappointments. He's sat in the dressing room after many grand final defeats. But you know what? If the Olympic motto is faster, higher, stronger, then the grand final one is faster, harder, and for longer. And nobody embodies that more than Jack Welsby in his ability to run and chase that kick when nobody else was really interested. And a player who's played in 4 different positions in his debut season, really, it's absolutely fantastic. It's so exciting and delighted. You want drama in sport. You want speed, you want skill, big tackles, but you want drama at the death, and we've had that tonight.
Well, let's pull the curtain back on our pundits. Zach Hardaker's lining up that late penalty to what we thought might be the winning kick for Wigan. You said, Danny Maguire, distance will be no object to Zach Hardaker.
Yeah, I've seen Zach kick numerous times at his time at Leeds, and I was backing him there. I thought he had the power. Questionable with the direction. He's worked on his kicking. He's improved. Obviously landed short there, and what a finale, what a fantastic finish.
Phil's absolutely right. To stay in that game when it swung heavily in Wigan's favour is a credit credit to St Helens, and they got their chance, but it came very late in that second half.
Yeah, I think that's just the typical of St Helens this season. They've been so consistent. You know, they've been the best team in the competition throughout the year. The defence tonight was sensational, and I think Christian Wolf touched on it there. You've got to stay in it till the end there, and obviously Jack Wellesby, what a fantastic debut grand final for the young man.
Okay, let's reunite two former teammates. Tommy Makinson, who pulled the trigger on that drop goal at the very end, is speaking to John Wilkin. John.
Tommy Mack, you thought that drop goal was over, didn't you? Oh, mate, I was gone. I was somewhere in that stand, and then hit the post. I was like, oh, no, but... Wow, what a finish, yeah? Yeah. What a finish. How are you feeling, mate? Ecstatic, mate, to send the boys off with that. Jammer, Zeb, Dom, Cozzy, Jack, all the boys who were leaving us at the end of the year. And Seth, unbelievable, what a way.
Tommy, you missed. What? You missed.
And what about that chase? Big Al, while you're here, that chase from Jack Wellesby. What about that at the end? From a young guy, what about that for a piece of play?
Unbelievable. That's, you know, Wilco, you know yourself.
Hi, John. Hi, John. How are you, John?
It's those little players what come up with the big results. Jack Wellesby, 19 years old, come with the biggest play from an hard effort. That's what our fucking game's, sorry, that's what our game's about. So.
Yes, no worries about that. Look, my head fell off when that happened. Just explain what you were feeling, Al, when you saw those last few seconds unfold.
I don't know. You know, when it sort of went up to the screen, I thought, I can't celebrate this. And so I'm not doing a Guardiola either. I was. And then, you know, you see it on the screen and you saw him get it down. Yeah, so happy. It's been such a long year. It's for everyone, you know, not just us, but the whole game, you know. And for us to finish in the way we finish, it makes me so happy.
You need to get that knee sorted out.
Oh, mate, credit to him, mate. He was gone, honestly, in the week. He was knackered, and he turned up for us there tonight, and he was unbelievable. So, credit to Al.
Tommy, what did you say to James Graham at full time?
I can't really explain. Like, he just said to us in 2011, before he went to Canterbury, like the moment we shared, I was crying my eyes out. He'd gone, and we obviously lost that one quite a considerable amount. You know, you was there as well. It was a tough one to take, and then obviously to send him off with that, mate, it's magic, innit? Honestly, it's unbelievable. He deserves it. He's unbelievable, innit? Not only what he brings on the field, off it, it's class.
You never write off the Saints. You never write off Tommy Makinson, Alex Walmsley. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers, Wilco.
I'm delighted to say we are joined. Thanks very much, John. Thank you to Alex Walmsley and Tommy Makinson. We are joined by Chairman of St Helens. I'm not sure there's a happier man in the KCOM Stadium here tonight than Eamon McManus. Eamon, tell the truth. Did you think it was going to Wigan?
I wasn't thinking anything. My mind was a blank in the last 2 or 3 minutes, I think, along with everybody else. But what a spectacle, what a game in its 80 minutes, not just the last few seconds.
In the most surreal of seasons, it was probably fitting we had such an unexpected end.
I mean, I just want to say to all the players in Super League and Rugby League, and particularly Wigan and St Helens tonight, what they've done this year, they played with major salary cuts, an extended season for 2 months, oppressive COVID restrictions throughout, and they've been more dedicated and more professional than any season I've noted, and we should all take our hats off to them.
Here, Eamon, and equally the support you guys have received from the St Helens fans in their absence has been remarkable.
Well, there's 5 of us allowed in here tonight, but it felt like 50,000. I think we were shouting on behalf of all our fans, as the Wigan people were. It was an unusual arena, to put it mildly, but in its own way it stands out as a result of that, and it just shows that Rugby League, even without a crowd, is just a remarkable sport.
Well, just where Jack Wellesby scored now, there's the most remarkable scenes. We're going to let you go and join your team, Eamon, your club. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, let's go over to Jenna Brooks with another departing Saint. Zeb Taya is with Jenna. Jenna, take it away.
Thank you very much, Brian. I'm not going to keep him very long because he's looking over there longingly at his team. They want him over there. Just very quickly, Zeb, St Helens are Super League champions. Sum up your emotions.
Oh man, I couldn't script that any better. You know, obviously the bunch of lads, what we've gone through this year with the COVID and all that, it's sort of like a fairy tale ending in the end, because this is my last game ever in my whole career. I don't think I'm going to play again. I don't think I'm going to take a field again. You know, I want to retire healthy, and you know, I'm grateful and thankful that I got to go back to back. And you know, I thank my beautiful wife and my kids at home. You know, they're watching this, and sad that they couldn't be here today. But like, you know, grateful for my beautiful wife Nikki. You know, she's been there from day one, and you know, man, without her, I probably wouldn't be here today. So like. But anyway, man, my teammates over there, I love them, man, and I'm going to go there. Back to back, yeah.
Back
Cheers.
to back.
Yeah, thanks.
Well
See you
done,
later.
Zed. See you later.
Sorry.
Well, he's made a wonderful contribution to Super League. He jogs, sprints, Jason, after 80 minutes to his teammates. This is what it's all about.
It is. It's, you know, it's been a tough season, as Eamon said, but this is about celebrating. They've played so well today. They've nicked it right at the end, but this is what the game's all about. Working hard with your teammates, and this is the rewards.
I'm minded of the
that.
words of the great Rob Burrow in our opener today. He said it's about who will come to the fore, who will be remembered forever. This grand final, Danny Maguire, in the words of Rob Burrow, will be remembered forever.
It certainly will. It's such a fantastic occasion, such a thrilling finish. You know, grand finals are all about small moments, and St Helens here celebrating and enjoying the occasion. You know, and thoroughly deserved it this season.
There's many ways to win a rugby league game. This was the greatest grind we have seen on the biggest stage, Phil.
Yeah, but ultimately, Brian, players and coaches at the top level of the sport have a responsibility to inspire other people to get involved in it. And I think that was the best way of trying to do that today. Whether as a future player, a coach, or a helper at any level, that is a fantastic advert for everything that's brilliant about rugby league.
There was a question mark as to whether or not Jack Wellesley would make the side before the Catalan Dragons game. It was between him and Josh Shim. He kept Israel Folau quiet in that game. He has been the match winner. Let's take you back to how all this unfolded from the Zach Hardacre penalty, Danny, when you were convinced that he would be able to knock over.
Yeah, I was pretty confident. You know, obviously, it's a fair kick. It's 45 metres out. You know, Zach's definitely got the power in his legs. Obviously, the back end of the game, he's probably a little bit fatigued, and he just pushes it a little bit to the right. And obviously, Saint's got the momentum here. Johnny Lomax brought the ball out, and then we obviously all saw what happened at the end.
Now, Tommy Makinson is the one to watch here with Theo Fage. Theo has it lined up, but Tommy in the background here is obviously very confident that he can do something special as he's shouting for people to clear. Not a guy had lined up with the drop goal.
Yeah, I had Lachlan Coote down as the go-to man for St Helens, but I've seen Tommy Makinson put himself in these positions, and you know, it was an absolutely fantastic strike. Hit the post, and you know, obviously Bevan French, if he could have his time again, he'd probably just kick the ball into Rowe's head. But the enthusiasm, the hunger of Jack Wellesby to put himself in a position to finish the try, and what a finish.
And it was a special finish, Jason, because he's got to elbow Bevan French out of the way. He's got to ground the ball, got to keep himself in the field of play and dutch it down.
Yeah, definitely. And you could just see he was after that. As soon as that ball got kicked, he was after it. His focus was on that ball, and he just bounced. Just a little bit difficult for Bevan French. Just hesitation, and he's just taken his opportunity and he's won the game.
Do you know what he said? We've said before, he's played full-back, centre, wing and standoff. But what he is, whatever position he ends up playing, he's a try scorer and he's a match winner, which is shown at the very start of his Super League career.
OK, well, it's the nursery at St Helens that keeps producing these stars. We had to go to Cumbria for one of the men on show tonight. Kyle Amor has certainly played his part. He's with his old sparring partner, John Wilkin. John.
Kyle Amor's just told me a very interesting fact about yourself. What is it, Kyle?
I have the most rings out of all the Cumbrians now, so there you go.
He's got the most rings out of any Cumbrian.
Any Cumbrian player.
Delighted. What about that finish, mate?
Mate, that was, you know, unbelievable. You talk about the greatest sport in ends to a game, you know. Wow, that's got to be up there. Like, what a wave of emotion that last 7 or 8 minutes. Unbelievable. I thought we were gone. I thought we were gone when Hardacre got that penalty, and then, you know, somehow, you know, Johnny returns the ball, and we build the next couple of minutes, and then, you know, Tommy Makinson, just like he did last year in the grand final, he hits it, and I thought it was over. It hits the post, and what about Jack Wellesby's chase? Jack Wellesby's chase in the fucking in the 80th minute of the game. In the 80th minute game to chase that and score. Wow.
Yeah, sorry about the language from the Cumbrian Kyle Amor. But what about that, though? There's something in that. Jack Wellesby's chase. That's not an accident, is it?
No, mate. And to find that energy, John, you know, to find that energy in a grand final, in an intense game like that, both sides going hammer and tong, defending fantastic, ball in play all the time, to find that energy to chase that when it looks all like it's all gone. Wow, special effort, special moment, and that's what makes you win grand finals, isn't it?
Out of the 3 that you've won,
yeah.
Which is your favourite?
Oh, it has to be this, doesn't it?
Of course it is.
Of course it is. We're going to celebrate this hard, John. You know I am as well.
I know.
Unbelievable. What a team. Back-to-back, first time in 20 years as well.
Unbelievable.
I'm led to believe.
For all those people who are trying to get in touch with Kyle Amor over the next 72 hours, he's not going to be available. Is that right, Kyle?
No comment.
Well done, mate.
Awesome.
Well done.
Cheers.
30 seconds. I'm actually grabbing James Bentley over here to bring him over to the microphone. 70 tackles in 80 minutes. You're one of the younger men on that squad today. Tell us what this means to you, James.
Oh, buzzing, everything. Since I was like a kid, these are the games I want to play in, and just buzzing too. I won it.
What a season it's been for you on a personal level. You feel now you've made your way into this team on a permanent basis?
Yeah, I've worked hard. I had a good pre-season and then worked hard. Right, I think I need to
All
go.
right, we'll let you go. We'll let you go and join your teammates. Danny, does this bring back memories?
Certainly does, and I said it before. You've got to enjoy these moments, these occasions. They don't come around often, and I think obviously now I'm retired. These are the moments you miss as a player, celebrating. You know, the bond that you create with your teammates, the hard work throughout the season. These are the moments, and obviously the boys taking the trophy, the retiring boys. An unbelievable way to bow out.
You got to bow out at this way as well.
Yeah, I was fortunate, and James Graham and Zeb Taylor get to do the same thing, carry the trophy down the tunnel. It's such a special occasion, and words can't describe the feelings that you have. And a year's hard work all boils down to one night. And Saints deserved it. They've been the most consistent team this year, and rightly so.
I mean, it's impossible, isn't it, to enjoy the euphoria of victory without having the depression and dejection of defeat, which obviously we saw the Wigan side trail off the fields with. But what a great game. They said there was very little between the two teams. The bounce of the ball, we all talked before the match, could determine it, and it ultimately did. Obviously, you've got to compliment the chase behind it, but there was so little between the two teams.
Yeah, it takes two to tango, Jason, and we should really give credit to Wigan, because had they pipped it in the end, you would write an argument and say that they were worthy winners.
Yeah, Wigan have had a great season, and they can hold their head up high. This was going to come down to the wire, and you saw the emotion with Adrian Lamb. He was almost crying in that interview right at the end, because his team had done what he thought might have been enough to win the game. But that's finals for you, and there's got to be a winner and there's got to be a loser. But they've had a good season.
In this long, drawn-out, horrible, at times horrible year, Danny, it is a really tough way for Sean O'Loughlin and for the Wigan Warriors to bow out of this season.
I'm just watching Lockers get interviewed there, and such a champion player and a champion bloke. It's obviously on the flip side of that, James Graham and Zeb Taylor get to go out on a high, and Lockers, what a fantastic player he is. And I think we're going to see Sean O'Loughlin guard of honour by the St Helens players. It'd be a fitting way for Lockers to finish his career, and although he'd be disappointed, he's had a stellar career, and he deserves everything that he's achieved, and champion bloke as well.
You were a rugby league icon yourself. You've played with rugby league icons. He's right up there, I'm guessing, with the greats that you've managed to play against and play with.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best players I've played against. His natural ability, his toughness. He's probably one of the most complete players that we've seen in Super League. He's been able to slip into the halves at times, and that just shows you the ability of the player. But for me, it's more off the field. He's a really good fella. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Goes about his business fairly quietly. But I'm disappointed he's not got the fairy tale ending tonight. But he's had an unbelievable career.
It was going to be, Jason, either Sean O'Loughlin or James Graham, and it was the great James Graham that got that fairy tale farewell.
Yeah, it was. And again, I mean, they've had fantastic careers. They've done so much in rugby league. They've put the game on the map, whether it's been over here or over in Australia. Both of them can be proud. Both of them will walk away. Yes, one is more disappointed, but, just saying there, O'Loughlin, 19 years. Wow.
Wonderful shot here with James Roby going over, Phil, to salute.
It is, Brian.
Great warrior.
Sportsmanship is sometimes overestimated in the importance of it, but St Helens are showing class here, aren't they? Even in victory, they're recognising a great competitor who they've had for almost 20 years, and that is wonderful play. It's a great aspect, and shows the value, really, of respect, mutual respect within the sport.
Yeah, if anybody embodies a warrior, Danny, it's Sean O'Loughlin. Warrior on the field, gentleman off the field.
Absolutely, and we've seen two teams go head-to-head tonight, not take a backward step, but then, obviously, the Saints boys there, the respect that they've shown Sean O'Loughlin there is fantastic to see, and, I think that's the great thing about our game.
Yeah, what a classy response from St Helens. I'm not sure what the future holds or what sort of a year we've had. I'm still trying to come to terms with what exactly we've witnessed. We couldn't have written a better script. We're in an unusual venue here for a grand final, the KCOM Stadium. They've done very well, the Super League and all the players and all the clubs, to get us to a grand final. And then the two players from the two best sides have produced maybe the most memorable grand final.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think this year's been testing for everybody. It's been unbelievable, and then obviously for the final to play out like it has done, it's definitely going to be remembered. It's going to up there with a water splash final, without a doubt.
Yeah, Phil, we say goodbye to some of the older stagers. Dom Peru moves on to pastures new. Zeb Taya retires. Sean O'Loughlin and James Graham retires. The good news for fans of rugby league in this country is that there seems to be a conveyor belt of talent, particularly in the two clubs that we've just seen here tonight, ready to usher in the next superstars of this great game.
Yeah, I would agree with you. You know, if you had to take the crown off Sean O'Loughlin, who's been a king in his position for well over a decade, you'd probably put that on top of Morgan Knowles' head right now, because he was fantastic, and he's the new age really loose forward. He was very, very dominant in the middle of the pitch for them. James Bentley we've already spoken to as well, but Morgan Smith is from the Wigan side. They've got some young players coming through. Don't forget, Wigan this year had Ethan Havard, Liam Byrne, Harry Smith, all playing over 10 games each themselves this season, so valuable contributions, and I'm sure they'll be excited with how next year goes.
I can only imagine the reception Jack Welsby will get in the dressing rooms when he brings that trophy in. Guys, a word on Christian Wolff. He comes in, he has to take up the mantle of Justin Holbrook, who led St Helens, of course, to victory last year. That's not an easy task. He now becomes the first St Helens coach to win to coach the side to back-to-back grand finals since Ellery in 1999 and Ian Millward in 2000.
Yeah, he had a tough task coming in, and obviously, you know, the way Justin Holbrook had transformed St Helens over his time there, you know, and I think he's done an unbelievable job. I think obviously personnel has been very similar to what Justin Holbrook had, but obviously they've found a new level this year. They've took it to another level, and have obviously won the championship as well.
It was amazing. You know, when they lost at Castleford in March, just before we paused the season, there were some St Helens fans shouting his head. They said, we weren't ready, and now he was under so much pressure at that point in the season. They probably used the lockdown period better than any other side, though, and came back almost like a completely different team.
Yeah, very big effort from Christian Wolff. He's managed to coach this St Helens side to a remarkable grand final victory at the KCOM Stadium. We'll wrap up with an Adrian Lamb and Wigan Warriors comment, because they have battled hard throughout the season and played their part here, Phil. There'll be a bit of work to do now to drag this side back up and make sure that they don't get dragged too far down by this defeat.
Well, I think they've got to see it as the start of a new era, haven't they? The end of Sean O'Loughlin, it really does finish a chapter for the club at that point, and they've got to start. They don't obviously have to rebuild because they've got so many great players already there, but it is the chance to begin again. They were exciting. They really did stretch St Helens on both sides. We thought they were going to squeeze in with some tries, but they were that far off tonight.
Jason, final thoughts on tonight?
Yeah, this will definitely hurt the Wigan players. They've been there now, and their heads, I'm sure, will be a bit low. But as I say, they should be proud of what they've done. They've had a fantastic year, but it's been a great end for a fantastic season, a challenging season, but this is a great end to the season.
And you will not begrudge the side you tormented for so long at the grand final stage a win.
Yeah, again, they've had some torment in the finals, especially at the Old Trafford, and yeah, they thoroughly deserved it. We spoke about it all night. They've been consistent all season. They play some fantastic footy, very steely in defence as well, and ultimately that's what won them the game tonight.
Yeah, thanks very much, Danny. Thanks, Jason, and thanks, Phil, as well. And thank you for your company as well. Here's the sport we've got coming up for you on Sky Sports Cricket. South Africa, England, the second T20. It's at 12 p.m. on Sky Sports Cricket. And we've got Tri-Nations Rugby. Things going well for Argentina at the moment. They take on New Zealand again. Of course, they beat the All Blacks last time they played. 8:15 tomorrow on Sky Sports Arena for that. And on Sky Sports NFL, it's the Titans at the Colts at 5 p.m. on Sunday. The Chiefs at the Buccaneers. The Bears at the Packers at 1:10 Sunday night, Monday morning. And then at 1 a.m. the Seahawks are at the Eagles. Please stay with us here, because coming up after this on Sky Sports Arena and on Sky Sports Main Event, we've got the brilliant Rob Burrow documentary, The Magnificent Seven, former halfback partner, of course, of Danny Maguire. Yes, as I said, thanks to Phil, thanks to Jason, and thanks to Danny, and thanks to you at home for your company on this most unusual of years and most unusual of Betfred
Super League seasons. We hope to see you again. The season will start in mid-March next year, and we will say goodbye to you. We will say goodbye to all of you that have joined us here tonight. We will send our love to Rob Burrow, the man who said tonight is about who will be remembered forever and stand tallest. That goes, of course, to St Helens. We say to Rob, all our best wishes to you and your family. You are a real Super League Superman. Good night.